A safety shot of absolutely perfect strength from either player in turn, indicating that they're both in pretty good touch. There's the Canadian champion, fresh from his 5-3 defeat of world champion Steve Davis in last evening's quarter-final. Don't know quite what it is he's forgotten to bring with him. Possibly a towel to wipe his cue with.
One. 6. 7. 13. 14. 21. 22. 29. 30.
The perfect angle to open the pack of reds from the black.
37. 38. 43. 44. 51. 52.
And may again go into the pack of reds here.
59.
There are a couple of potable reds, but neither of them are easy.
Foul 59. Jimmy White. 5. Kirk Stevens.
But until the second split into the pack went wrong, That was a very smooth and fluent break of 59 from Jimmy White. Now, that safety shot of White's was overhit by quite a distance, but he certainly left nothing easy.
One.
A very fine pot from Stevens, and we saw last night just how much the tactical side of his game has improved. He matched the world champion, Steve Davis, in that department for long periods, and finally got on top of him to win by 5 frames to 3.
Green ball. One, Kirk Stevens.
That neat escape helping to protect White's 53-point lead.
One. Eight.
Now, though, after that good initial red into the middle pocket, Stevens has a chance to snatch this opening frame from behind. 2 reds present no problems, but the 2 close together, almost touching in fact near the pink spot, may possibly need to be separated.
9.
And he may have finished on the red into the centre pocket here, although he did play for the one into the left-hand black pocket. I'm quite sure of that.
Kirk Stevens.
Stevens, I think, was giving so much thought to the rather tricky positional shot
23.
that he virtually forgot to pop the black. But he's been lucky in attempting to disturb those reds, not to have disturbed them enough for white to get at them.
I think we'll see Jimmy have a go at this, just wanting one red to leave Kirk needing snookers.
One.
37 in front then, only 35 on the table.
Green ball. One, Jimmy White.
Is he a little bit stiff in the shoulders, or is his shirt tight? He seems to be waving his arms about a bit.
One.
And now a good opportunity for Kirk to pot the pink in the centre and leave himself in a nice position to play the snooker on the yellow.
7.
He's overrun that shot a little bit, but I think he can still just stun the white down behind the black and brown, sending the yellow towards the pink.
Kirk Stevens.
And this is not an easy snooker to hit by any means. The path to the near side cushion is covered by the black, and there's an awful lot of room around that yellow.
Kirk Stevens 30, Jimmy White 60.
Well, again, Kirk could opt to pot the yellow and green and then play the snooker on the brown.
Kirk Stevens. Foul 4, Kirk Stevens.
So those are the 4 penalty points
Kirk
that
Stevens 36, Jimmy
Stevens
White
needed
60.
to get himself back into a position to win this opening frame by potting alone. In fact, Stevens has exercised his option to put white in again. His privilege after any foul by his opponent. And now, of course, Stevens wishes that he hadn't put white in again. White's safety shot, bringing that attempt into the long green, which has given White the chance to put the green that he needs to put the Canadian back at the snooker's required stage. Well, Jimmy White must be a little bit anxious now. He set off so well in this opening frame with a break of 59. He's had a couple of chances to sew it up, but they've passed him by.
And now this is a good chance for Kirk here. A good pot into the green pocket. And has the perfect angle just to stun the white across for the brown into the same pocket.
Three. Seven.
So what a psychological boost this would give Kirk Stevens. He needed a snooker in this frame, but now these last two colours could give him the lead.
18. Kirk Stevens.
Well, after doing all the hard work to get himself back into contention,
54.
Stevens did appear to freeze a little at the crucial moment. The black itself wasn't very difficult. So white, after all, wins the opening frame to go into the lead.
And that's another bad shot from Kirk, giving Jimmy a chance to get in here on the blank.
That man is absolutely devastating when he's motoring like that, the frame lasting just 8.5 minutes. And White continued in that fashion to take the third frame by 68 points to 30 to lead 3 frames to 0. On to frame 4 with White to break.
Thank you. One. 6. Seven.
Short of pace. He can't simply take the cue ball through for the black now. He wanted to be straight on that red.
Nineteen. 26.
He'd rather the cue ball hadn't slid onto the side cushion off those reds.
Now just has to stun up the table off the yellow for the one of the two reds into the right hand corner pocket.
$29. 30.
Now it appears that the pink won't go on its own spot, no other spot available, so it has to go
36.
as near as possible to its own spot in a direct line between it and the midpoint of the top cushion.
37. 44. 44, Kirk Stephen.
Well, just when it seemed that Stevens had regained some of his best form, he missed an easy red.
Yes, and I think he missed it by trying to guide the white onto the other red. He took his eye off the pot and could pay the penalty. I think Jimmy will no doubt go into the pack of reds again. Loves to have them spread about the table.
Eight.
That, though, is split about as badly as it could have done for him.
Eight, Jimmy White.
And Stevens coming to the table
Kirk Stevens,
with
44, Jimmy White, 8.
coming to the table with a 36-point lead, has a chance to clinch this fourth frame. He badly needs to do so. 3-0 is bad enough. 4-0 will be getting on for irretrievable. I did say getting on.
One. Six. Seven.
And this is one of those positions, the size of the colours that Kirk takes are not important. He just wants to get rid of a few reds.
11.
And just the black and one more red will leave Jimmy needing snookers.
Nineteen. 20. 27. 28. 30. 28, Kirk Stevens.
The frame eventually conceded on the blue. Stevens at last stopping that white charge. And remember, Stevens came back last night to beat Steve Davis. Well, this is the last frame before the interval with Stevens to break.
Kirk Stevens has never reached a major final in Britain. He's been in a couple of semi-finals last season, the Larder Classic and the Jameson International, and he's been in one world semi-final and two world quarter-finals. But if he can win tonight, it will be new territory for him.
One. Seven. Eight.
He was a little fortunate to drop on the black precisely like that. Although he was, of course, intending to leave the cue ball in that area.
$15. $16. $21. $22.
And all of a sudden, Kirk seems to have settled down now, playing a lot more confidently. And another good chance here to establish a sizable lead.
26.
He'll be very displeased with himself to have done that, though. He can't hit very much of the red that's on the cushion by the look of it.
I don't think he can hit it at all, Clive, in actual fact. I think he's coming to try and rest in the pike.
.26, Kirk Stevens.
Well, that little effort ended in disaster.
One. One, Jimmy White.
And White seems to have gone off the boil a little in the last few minutes after playing so well for the first 3 frames.
Yes, and that was the result of a very loose red he played. Finished far too near the side cushion. And has given Kirk another opportunity.
One. Eight. Nine. $16. $17.
Stevens has left himself thinner on this black than he intended. He didn't quite get the reaction that he wanted into the cue ball with his last shot.
$17, Kirk Stevens.
So that's 2 chances that Stevens has not made the best of, and one that
Jimmy
White has not
won,
made the
Kirk
best of.
Stevens, 43.
Jimmy White deprived Stevens of the distinction of being the youngest ever World Championship semi-finalist when he reached the 1982 World semi-final. One.
7. 8. 15. 16.
And now have the perfect angle to disturb the two reds just below the pink if he wants to.
22. 22, Jimmy White.
Well, White
Kirk Stevens,
lost
43,
position.
Jimmy White, 23.
And that miss was the consequence of that.
One. Four. 4, Kirk Stevens.
And that shot could well have made the difference between Stevens narrowing the gap to 3-2 at the mid-session interval, and White going ahead to 4-1. Although I have to say, in fairness, that there was a strong suspicion of a kick when the cue ball struck that red. It threw the red at what appeared to be an unnatural angle.
One. Eight.
Now that's about the 6th time that White's dropped his chalk on the floor.
Sixteen. $17.
And there Jimmy going down for one of the bolt colours to make it easier to get the position on the yellow.
$23. 25. 28. Jimmy White.
Well, what a chance that was. The villain of the piece was possibly the previous shot from the green,
Kirk Stevens 47, Jimmy White 51.
from which he left the cue ball a little bit too close to the side cushion for the brown. So Stevens still has a chance to win this frame and bring his deficit back to only one frame at the mid-session interval. Well hit, but he's left Stevens with a chance to clinch the frame. Blue and pink will be sufficient for Stevens.
Nine.
So some anxious moments. Both players had their chances, but Stevens wins the fifth frame. Jimmy White leads him by 3 frames.
Well, he's misjudged that somewhere, and my word, look what he's done here. There's a feast on here, if he can take
Jimmy White
advantage
nil,
of it.
Kirk Stevens 12. One. Eight. Nine. $16.
Oh, he's wondering about that plant now. Was it really worth it?
Well, that was a nice shot from Jimmy. He would like to get the
25.
red out of the way, which is to the right of the black. That's just obstructing the black into the other corner pocket, make it a little bit more difficult.
$32. 33.
Well, it's good to see Jimmy White stopping and just weighing up the situation instead of going on and on till he overruns himself.
$39. $40. $45.
And almost back in full command now, just a couple of struggling moments there.
46.
Well, that's the red that he's been wanting to move for some time, and early days yet, but I would suggest that we might see the highest break of the tournament here.
54.
Ball still beautifully spread, nothing safe.
Well, if he does break it, Rex, he's
61.
got to beat 112.
$62.
And that, of course, carries a prize of £1,000, so it's not to be sneezed at.
68. $69.
Has got the red to the left of the bunch of three reds, back into the
75.
top left-hand corner pocket. And that's not so
76.
good. That wasn't a terribly good shot, although he gets applause from the audience, but Jimmy won't be too pleased with it.
Well, he's almost retrieved the situation.
81.
Here. Get this red, he's back in business.
82.
And a delightful shot there, a little touch of check side held him for that red. The frame, of course, is over. So it's just
88.
the break he has to play for now.
$95.
What a lovely shot.
96.
And happy to take a long red here, and that brings the 100 up. 101.
101. 102.
And perfectly on the pink here to go down for the yellow.
108.
Well, he needs the brown.
110.
tremendous cheer there. That's 113.
113.
So even applause from Kirk Stevens there as Jimmy White sets the standard, the highest break for the tournament so far of 113.
Yes, the master potter Jimmy White there with the biggest break in the tournament so far anyway, 113, and what a talent that man has. But he also took the lead in the next frame by 31 points to 8, and it's Stevens at the table.
Needs to get into the reds to disturb something. I don't think any of the reds will go, and hasn't got quite as good a angle as he would have liked. And I think that's a little bit unlucky.
8. Kirk Stevens.
Well, Kirk certainly needs to make the most of this opening. Certainly won't want to go 5 frames to 2 behind. Just put a little bit too much bottom on that shot. Got too near to the pocket.
12.
Well, there you can see he's gone rather straight on that black, and he's either got to try and force it around, find a tiny angle, or put a lot of power in, and that's the last thing he wants to do.
Yes, I think he did the sensible thing there, Jack, playing for the red behind the
19.
black, because he's got to get all these reds to win the frame, so may as well take the opportunity of getting on it when he can. No point in taking any undue risks with missing the pot to get onto the open red. And this time looks to have just the angle to go around the two cushions onto the red near the pink spot.
$27. $28.
Well, that really is terribly unlucky.
35.
He achieved the cannon of sorts, but to slip away like that and land behind the brown, must feel everything is against him. So Kirk Stevens now 20 points to lead.
Kirk Stevens 51, Jimmy White 31.
And Kirk will be very pleased to see that black over the pocket. Not easy to control the white in positional sense from where it is.
One.
Well, Kirk this time a choice of any number of colours, and just a matter of which one to give himself the best chance of potting that final red, because he's got to get that red to make the game safe. And that couldn't be better. Should be straightforward now to win this frame.
8. Nine. $14. 16.
Good shot. Beautiful.
23.
So Kirk Stevens pulls one back to 4-3. So the next frame, very important indeed. 11 frames in the match, so it's the first to 6. And that's a new way of potting the pink.
34.
So 4-3 to Jimmy White. Regardless of the foul shot.
7 to Jimmy White. 12 to Kirk Stevens.
Well, Kirk Stevens doing very well indeed to stay with Jimmy White in his present form, and the Canadian now just 1 frame adrift with 4 to play. Well, this is the start of frame 8. And
One.
Well, a little kicking the side of the table there. He didn't want that kiss. Wanted to go past the red and then pot it back into the corner. But, well, that's turned out well. Nudged a few reds out as well.
9.
Well, there you see a perfectly straight shot on the red just to come through onto the black.
17. $24. 25. 32.
And what a useful plant that was to Kirk. It's enabled him to open the other three reds beautifully.
Yes, that was a good shot, Rex, getting both reds to move along like he did as well.
One.
So that's 6 reds, 6 blacks.
48.
And this time a nice angle on the black to go into the pack of reds should he so wish. Well, he's decided to still take that one loose red.
56. 57.
Well, I think we'll see Kirk trying to split them this time. Well, it's a very good split, but rather come to the side of the table.
64.
Whether he can get through to the centre. He's having a look now. Well, one good pot here, and he will be in with a splendid chance of even a very good break. Oh, went nicely up for the black.
65.
Well, this is not an easy black, but he's got to be on a red should he pot it. They're so beautifully spread. So, Jack, one would have to say that this is a definite chance here.
72.
For a very, very big break. That's 9 reds, 9 blacks, and still 6 reds left on.
Yes, and he should be aware
73.
now, Rex, that he's won the frame. So it's really worth having a go.
Make no mistake, Jack, he's aware there's a possible maximum on.
Well, we have seen
81.
the maximum made before, but I don't think we have seen any player with a better opportunity than this. The reds, the colours are beautifully placed, so
88.
let's just say good luck to him.
And it's £10,000 for a maximum break. And that's a lovely shot. Beautifully controlled.
'89. '96. 97.
So the 104.
104. 105.
Well, he's been set an example by the senior Canadian player. I wonder if the junior one can emulate the master.
$112.
And he's perfect. He is perfect.
113.
Well, tremendous applause from the audience, and if, with the best wish in the world, if only they would just give
120.
him a little bit of a hush now.
Yes, he didn't intend to make contact with the pink there. And he's got now a tricky shot with the rest.
I think the angle's okay, Rex. I think the main problem here is just that he's got to use the rest. And there's no alternative. Well, not quite far enough.
122.
So this demands a really good shot.
Yes, he's got to pot the green this time, I think, and go all the way around the table. So the angle is there, but he'll need just a little bit of luck to get onto the brown to enable him to get back on the blue.
Just look at this. Stop. And it has. It is almost perfect. And just look at the audience. They're enraptured with this.
125.
And young Kirk will need nerves of steel now. Not quite right on the
129.
blue.
No, he didn't quite go far enough on the blue, and now
134.
this is a big shot that's coming up. And he would like to just come another couple of inches to make it easy to cue that.
Oh, now watch the white. This is where he wants a little bounce off the cushion. Well, they're cheering, but it isn't there yet. And a little pause, composure.
140.
Get in! Lovely! Super! Oh, that's really wonderful. Just look at that. Good heavens above, Rex. Isn't that marvellous?
That was fantastic. A wonderful break, Jack. Really magnificent. I'm so pleased for Kirk Stevens. Tremendous.
Well, we haven't mentioned the money, but that is important. But just look at these scenes. The enthusiasm, it really is tremendous. Well, Rex, we are indeed lucky fellows. This is our second 147.
Yes, indeed, Jack. We're very lucky and we're very privileged to have seen yet another magnificent 147. And again by a Canadian. There you see.
And there's Thorburn there, yes. Well, these are...
Yes, what?
And of 25 years of age has achieved almost the miracle. Well, there's a picture of
Ladies and
happiness.
gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who haven't bought a programme, you should know that he has just won £10,000. I actually work for Benson Hedges. I don't have the cash on me, but would you accept a deposit, please? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please spare a thought for the match in progress. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy White leads by 5 frames to 4, the 10th frame, and Jimmy White.
So Jimmy White now leading by just the odd frame, 5 frames to 4. So back to sanity. And I wonder if he can hold himself together to stay in this match. He will be tingling from head to toe.
Well, one thing is certain now, Jack, it won't be easy for him to play. After a performance like that, it's never easy for a player to settle down and play really well afterwards. And of course, he's still got a match to play.
Well, I think they're expecting another one.
Well, that's back to reality.
One, Kirk Stevens. One. Five. Five, Jimmy White.
Well, I think Jimmy might have a long red here, but totally commit himself if he goes for it. And not too badly on the blue.
One. Six. Seven.
Well, this is a wonderful chance here for Jimmy White. And what a session the audience here at the Wembley Conference Centre have been privileged
14.
to see this evening.
$15.
Yes, Rex, for the how many times I don't know this week, but it's been a full house.
22.
Something like between 2,500 to 2,800 people. And that's a tremendous audience. And great credit to two stars so young in years that have
30.
really given us marvellous entertainment.
Well, a break of 113
31.
earlier in the session by Jimmy. And that magnificent 147 by Kirk. And Jimmy looking really set there, but he made a bad
38.
shot. But if you pot like that, what's the problem?
39. $46.
And Jack
47.
hesitated to say it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jimmy knocks the lot in from this position.
$54. $55.
Well, at least 55 so far, and he's leading by 59 points. So another red. And this red will put an end to the
60.
frame and indeed the match, I think.
61.
But the blow has been softened for Kirk by the break, which of course might only come once in a long career.
68. $69.
And what?
74.
I was going to say what a good finish by Jimmy, and he hasn't finished. Well, and my word, the green nearly went with it.
75. $78.
So, well, Jimmy
79.
has won the match. I think that is beyond doubt.
And these two young men making the game look ridiculously easy this evening, but
86.
believe me, it's far from easy. Really has been a fantastic
87.
evening of snooker.
$92. $94. $97.
And the 100 coming up, and nicely poised for the blue.
$101.
Now just let's hope that he can clear the ball.
$106.
Well, this is magic. Both players. What a pity that one has to lose. And Kirk, I'm sure, slightly disappointed, but will be the first to congratulate. And just look at this stuff on that ball. Well, that really is wizardry. Well, words escape me. Just fantabulous. 25 years of age, 21 years of age, two wonderful young men.